Hi, families. This is Miss Hughes here with your weekly update. Hughes on the horizon. I want to talk to you about our week at a glance, and I also want to look ahead to next week as well. So, looking at our standards, we are still working on RL 3.3. We're talking about a character's traits based on a character's feelings, actions, sayings, and thoughts. This week, your student will be working on the passage Weathering the Storm, and I've separated the assignments day by day. So, Monday, the expectation is for your student to read the text 2 times and then for them to answer questions 1 through 3. Tuesday, once again, we're reading it 2 times and then questions 4 through 6. Um, I would like your students to complete the vocabulary activity on Wednesday and the written response on Thursday. So let's go ahead and look at that text here. This text that I'm assigning Weathering the Storm, I thought that your students would have some connection to it because we've experienced 2 hurricanes this year. And throughout the story, we see that the character Sarah is also experiencing a hurricane that ruins her birthday. And we see her feelings and her actions around that. Monday, we're just answering questions 1 through 3 once again. 4 through 6, two of these questions are written responses, and I want them in a complete sentence. And then I want your student for number 6 to assign a character trait to Sarah for Tuesday's homework. Looking at Wednesday, we have the vocabulary matchup there. Make sure your student reads the text again, and then also that they're going back into the text to find the vocabulary words inside the story and highlighting them. On Thursday, your student's big work will be to answer the written response here, and they're asking the students here to describe a natural disaster you've seen on TV or heard about. Your student can talk about the experience with Hurricane Florence or the experience they have with Hurricane Michael. This would be a perfect time for your students to talk about their experience with that. Okay, so that's our reading assignment. I want to talk to you a little bit about the math assignment. We're still working on that same standard 3083. When we're still trying to figure out, are we multiplying or are we dividing here? And we know that we can always use the problem solving triangle. If you need a refresher about the problem solving triangle, I'll put the problem solving triangle here. You ask yourself, do I have a total? And if the answer is yes, then you know that you can do two things. You're going to either divide or you're going to subtract. If the answer is no, you're going to add or multiply. So remember that we are reminding our babies of that when they go to work on a problem. Okay, let's scoot back up for a second. So for the homework this week, I'm asking your students to complete a study guide. When I say study guide, this is what I mean. This is the study guide that I sent home this week for your student to work on. I put this together as a population of different assessments that I've used in the past, and I just want to keep them on their toes and always remembering distributive property. What do I do in this situation? Am I adding or subtracting? I want you to talk with your students and work on this with them. I assigned this to be done on Monday. So the expectation your student knows that I want this back on Tuesday in class, so we can kind of look at any misconceptions and kind of clear them up as the student works on what they can at home. Also, I said to refer to a homework sheet. A lot of my families are telling me that the homework sheet is not clear. I'm sorry, it was a copier error. So only complete the problems that you can see clearly, and I'll try my best to resend it out again tomorrow. I apologize for that. The copier was running low on ink when I copied those. Um, for 10 marks, I'm asking you to please log in. Please use that tool to help us out. Some of your students will be retesting tomorrow in mathematics. If your students scored less than 80%, they will take a retest tomorrow because we've been reviewing in class. I've been sending homework home. So your student may come home with a score letting you know what they earned on their math assessment. Only students with 80% and above will not retest, but the ones who have scored 79 and below, they will retest. Okay. For writing, we are working on publishing our narrative stories. We're like in the publishing, revising stage, editing. Some kids are typing. It's some really cool things that's happening in the classroom. I'm really excited about that. Two assignments for writing. I want your student to take two sheets of loose leaf paper and their best handwriting to write a thank you note to S&S Bakery and also a thank you note to OMG Donuts located in Concord near Great Wolf Lodge. That's Kobe's parents' donut shop. Please go visit them. The donuts are delicious, as you can see from the pictures on Class Dojo. I want to remind you of the fact that conferences will begin next Monday, the 22nd, and they will end on October 31st. My hope is that I can get as many conferences done before October 31st because I want you to enjoy that day with your families. I want you to spend time with your student. So if we can knock these conferences out before then I could use that day to prepare ourselves for a second quarter. So please try if you can schedule our conferences before October 31st. It is mandatory that we meet face to face first quarter, or I will not be able to release the report card to you. I repeat, I will not release your first quarter report card to you unless we meet face to face. We are not having a phone conference. We're going to sit side by side as partners and collaborate and talk about the goals that we have set for your student going forward. Okay. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is our field trip. I sent a notification home today letting you know that our field trip is scheduled for the beginning of November. The money is due October 26th. The cost is $13. So ask grandma, ask auntie, ask uncle to help send our babies to an exciting trip to the pumpkin patch. $13 due October the 26th. Okay. One more thing that I did not put inside of our newsletter this week that needs to be put in there. This is super exciting. We are having a book fair. I'm super excited about the book fair. The book fair is October 22nd through 26th. And I'm asking you guys to please send money with your student so that your student can experience shopping inside of a book fair, buying a new book that's theirs. I'm going to make sure that your student has their name put on that book so there isn't any confusions with the book. So please send money. Ex grandma, ex auntie, sister, cousin, please let's start collecting our money to shop at the book fair. I want every student to experience shopping at the book fair this year. I cannot think of any other big announcements or updates except that Tuesday will be a crazy day for us, but also exciting day because we're going to have 30 people in our classroom watching what we do. These people are people from downtown CMS. It's people from different states, superintendents, principals, teachers from all over. They're coming to see me. They're coming to see your student. Please talk to your student about not being nervous. They want to see the great work that we do together every day that makes us distinguished. Okay. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you for your partnership. I hope that your week goes really well. Let's do everything that we can to put all hands on deck towards success. So the countdown is on to the end of the first quarter. We have about 2 weeks left. Let's finish strong. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.